Hello again. I'm heading to Indianapolis today after they had all the snow and wind, and the roads are still pretty slippery and ice covered the closer you get. I've been seeing cars and trucks in the ditch the whole way. Nothing recent. Most of these are tagged, but it's still slow going. There's a few dry areas, but most of them are, most of the roads have some ice patches still on them. And now this is 74 eastbound, heading into Indianapolis, and it's what it looks like through a lot of the road. So it's pretty much ice in a lot of places, with a few bare road patches here and there. If I come back this way, I'll definitely show a little bit more. There's one stretch where there's probably 15 cars and trucks in the ditch, and a lot of them, of course, were jackknifed and banged up, and there was one trailer that was totally destroyed, and they haven't even righted any of the trucks that have tipped over. So basically you have some trucks that are tipped over on their sides, which means there's a good chance that their fuel tanks are leaking fuel, that sort of thing. And they, where's their state police right there? It's probably going to respond to an accident. But they're not going to be able to do much cleanup until they can get the resources to do it. What they really need is a couple of warm days for a lot of this ice to melt off, for them to get some salt out here, some sand out here, get some tow trucks out here. Because right now it's pretty much pointless. The tow trucks can't even get any traction to pull any of this stuff over. The weather is really cold. My truck temperature says 9 degrees outside here. That's not factoring in the wind chill. So working out here in long periods of time in the wind and that temperature is not that great for any workers. I haven't seen any workers out here other than some plows running. Nobody's anywhere near any of these trucks trying to do anything, trying to pull them out or anything like that. It's just too cold. Conditions are just too bad. Even though there are some good stretches out here, it's pretty poor conditions. We passed a truck back there. There's another car in the ditch over here. I'm sure this isn't news to a lot of you, because you've already been out here. I have noticed there's a lot of vehicles that are just on the side of the road, like that one, with they're tagged, but there's no apparent damage to them at all. So I don't know if some people ran out of fuel or otherwise broke down where the vehicle wouldn't move. But there's a lot of this out here, so this is probably more of an aftermath video, because there's not a lot of current activity. People seem to be taking it easy when there is an icy stretch. Like now we're slowing down again, and but there's a lot of people that are flying through here. They probably have their four-wheel drive on and they think they're safe, but that's not going to save you when you tap your brakes and you're right behind somebody. You're just going to fly right into them if you can't stop. Four-wheel drive is nice for getting traction to move forward or back, but it's no good for getting traction to stop. It's the same as everyone else. You can't stop when you got no friction on the road. It doesn't matter if four wheels turn or not. When they're all stopped, they all slide. places look like roadways just littered with cars in the ditch. And I wasn't here when the actual storm was happening. Like I said, this is just the aftermath. And a lot of those people probably shouldn't have been driving, but you never think it's that bad until you're in it. Alright, well that's it for now. I gotta maneuver around some trucks. Now we're really crawling along. I don't know if you can really see, but there's a lot of glare off this ice on the this right-hand lane. You can see a couple cars that have went through the median. There was a state patrol officer with lights on just passing us a little bit ago. I'm not sure where he was going. Got trucks on the side of the road over here, which honestly I think they're parked probably because that Pilot is probably full. Got another car right there. Another one up here by the overpass. So the road is pretty slippery right here. That dinging is just my GPS letting me know there was a truck stop right there. It usually lets me know after I've passed the exit, so it's not that helpful, but anyway. You got another driver up here that stopped on the ramp, probably because the Pilot is full. I don't know if some of those guys are stopping because of the 30-minute break, or they just had to take their full break there because there's no space at that Pilot. Still see the flashing lights of that state patrol up there, so I don't know if we're going to run into something up here sooner or later. Another accident. If so, I'll let you know. The accident went across the median on the other side, and now those trucks are having a hard time getting up the hill because it's slippery over there. And I guess we're just slowing down so we can look at it, which, I mean, we need to go slow anyway, but yeah. I'm not exactly sure why we have to go so slow over here. I mean, it is slippery, but right now we're going 10 miles an hour in the right-hand lane, which is pretty much unnecessary. So I got about 100 miles to go. Got about 2 hours, 44 minutes to get there. Or I need to try to pull off somewhere and take a 30-minute break.
Just before you get to him, you got a big old chain laying in the right lane. Thank you, flatbed. Appreciate that, man.
A lot of chatter on the CB, of course. Weather like this. the or the CB chatter or not, but the semis are stopping on that downhill slope on the westbound side to let some of the traffic clear on the hill so that they don't have to try to stop and start. They want to try to get a little bit of a run and keep momentum going. That may or may not work for some of them. If it gets too much momentum, they can jackknife if it's slippery enough. So I'm not sure why all of a sudden right now it's becoming a problem for everyone other than that accident. Because it hasn't been above 9 degrees all day long, so it's not like we have a lot of refreezing going on. It's been frozen and stayed frozen, so. Now they're talking about some kind of bobtail that's going to try to climb that hill. That's going to be kind of tough. All right. Now the roads are pretty much just completely covered. They're saying on the CB that that's pretty much the way it is all the way to Indianapolis. So it looks like I'll be going pretty slow. I don't know if I'll be able to get in somewhere to take a break or not to get 30 minutes in, because I don't think I can make it in 2.5 hours, even though it's just under 100 miles. I'm only going 25 miles an hour, so at that point, you know, that's 4 hours if it stays at this speed.
I'm thinking you might just go ahead and want to park it.
So anyway, we're going to see how it goes from this point on.
Things right over the road.